In this final volume of the Site Builder series, we're going to focus primarily on SEO, building SEO search pages, discussing widgets, and looking at a basic reporting tool that can allow you to see how often users are coming to your website and if they are registering for an account. So as before, let's go ahead and click on Site Builder to get us into the portion that we'll be working on today. And we're going to be talking about search, SEO, widgets, and reports in this final volume. Now, I'm going to go a little bit out of order. I'm going to talk about SEO first. SEO is search engine optimization. SEO can be very important because that is how your website can be pulled up on a specific search when a consumer goes online to search for a specific topic. For an example, if I open a new window to perform a search and I type in homes for sale, which the three words put together, homes for sale, that phrase itself is the keyword. Now, whenever I run that search, any website that pops up, whether it's an ad or it's just a site that happens to pop up on the first page, all of those sites have home for sale embedded in their website as a meta tag or a meta keyword. That is what we're going to be discussing today and how this can impact searches for your site. Now, once we come back to LeadStreet, I'm going to go ahead and click on SEO. Now, it's going to show a series of pages, other pages that I have already created that I have optimized. The very first page that we want to learn how to optimize is our home page. That is the very first page that users are going to be coming to once they perform a search. So we want to make sure that that home page is optimized. Now, you know when your website is optimized when you have a check under MT, which is meta title, MD, which is meta description, and MK, which is meta keyword, all of which we will be discussing today. And once all of that information has been filled out here in Edit SEO, you will have a smiley face next to that page letting you know that that page has been optimized and it is ready for search engine optimization submission. That is when you actually submit your web pages directly to a search engine, allowing them to crawl your website and determine its search engine placement based on SEO and based on content. So let's go ahead and jump into Edit SEO. That way we can learn a little bit more about this process and how to complete this process. Now, over on the right-hand side, we always have instructions on what this information is. For example, meta title is the phrase describing the web page. This phrase will also display in the user's computer screen and at the top of the browser window. So my meta title is J. Ryanair's luxury real estate agent. Again, anytime you perform a search and you pull up the results, the very first line in the website is the meta title. Meta description should be a sentence or two describing the web page. This should reinforce the words on the page content and in the meta keywords. So basically you're describing in a few words what is actually in this website and perhaps even the purpose. So I have real estate agents specializing in luxury residential real estate throughout Metro Los Angeles, including Palos Verdes Peninsula, West LA beach cities, and the South Bay area. So for me, that is a conducive enough of a description to allow anybody who would view my website to see that description first and determine whether or not my website is the right website for them to begin a search if they're searching in this specific area. Meta keywords are a collection of words that are intended to match what a consumer is searching for. Words should be separated with a comma and space. It is recommended to limit the number of words, keeping the number of characters to under 250. The reason they suggest 250 at the max in characters is so you're not over inundating this area with non-conducive information. They want you to use the best keywords you can possibly think of and not going out of the genre or out of the industry just to pull people into your website. Everything that you have in here in terms of keywords should reflect what is within your website only, nothing outside. So make sure that the keywords you're using are set up directly and specifically to match content for your website. Now for me, I have Los Angeles, comma space, Manhattan Beach, comma space, Redondo Beach, comma space, and so on and so forth. This is how your keywords should be entered into this specific area. Now, once you have all of this information in here based on the specific page itself, again, this is the home page. This information is designed to encompass everything in my website. Now, when I start to show you how to optimize specific pages, we're only going to use specific keywords for that specific page. Since my website encompasses in such a large metro area, I was compelled in my keywords and my description to include the majority of those areas in which my website will cover. This is mainly my direct market area. Once I have all that information in here, I can come down here and click on update. And once we're back here at this page, we will know that we have updated that information accurately and it has been accepted. And now our website is going to reflect that information. The search engines are looking for the best websites with the most conducive information to relay to a user searching for something specific online. Now that's where content comes in. Content is king. And we've already discussed content in the previous 2 volumes, because even though you may have the best search engine optimization meta tags, if your website does not have enough conducive, fresh content, then it may not perform very well online when a consumer performs a search matching your keywords. That's why today we're going to be talking about building additional searches to help expand on your website, as we already covered content in volume 2. Once we have updated our meta tags for whichever page we're working on, we can click on SEO Submit. The SEO Submit portion is going to allow us to submit our website or our web pages directly to a specific search engine. In this area, we can directly submit our web pages to Google, Bing, and also Yahoo. Basically the top 3 search engines that will be basically evaluating these websites or these web pages to determine where they belong in the search engine placement. Now there are a few other points right here on the right hand side margin that you do want to be aware of. One especially, do not submit your web page or pages more than twice a month to the search engines. Doing so may result in the search engines blacklisting your site, preventing it from showing up in the listings when someone performs a search. So basically what they're letting you know is you should really only be submitting your website 2 times a month. And I agree. You need to be updating your website at least twice a month. That way you're not submitting a website that's been stagnant or that's static because it has not had any recent updates. So if you're updating your website 2 to 3 times a month, which is what you should be doing, then by all means you need to be submitting your website or web pages twice a month. But not more than that, because you don't want the search engines to blacklist you from appearing in searches whenever a consumer or user performs a specific search that involves your keywords. Now, a help document that you would really be interested in is right here where it says help document. It is highly recommended that you view the help document. So if I click on this, it's just a simple 1-pager. And I'm going to come right here and click on back to top so I can come to the top of this help document. Now, something specific that I do want to make sure everyone is aware of is this sentence right here. The most effective indexed pages are those that are content rich and may contain 1 or more of your keywords or key phrases, which are contained in your meta tags. So they're essentially telling you right here how important content really is. But between content and SEO, those 2 help to balance out a website. Content to be conducive for the users and SEO to be conducive for a consumer search. That's why these websites in LeadStreet allow you to create not only content but your own SEO campaign. That way you're building a balanced website that has conducive content that will help appease the search engines and provide your users with the necessary information, and of course meta tags to help balance out searches that consumers will use on the search engines to find websites containing the information that they need. Now, if we scroll back down, this document is going to have a bunch of different information. I'm not going to go over everything on this video because we do have limited time, but you would be wise to come in here and view this information periodically until you understand it, or to simply print it out and keep it somewhere where you would remember it if you need to use it as a reference, because it can be very helpful when trying to understand SEO and also what procedures you want to execute to ensure that you are creating the proper and meta tags, including meta title, meta description, and meta keyword. Now that we're back on this page, what I want to do is go ahead and submit. So the first submission is to Google. Here is my domain and the page that I'm submitting. Now, if I wanted to change this, I just hit this drop-down menu and I could submit one of my other pages, but I'm going to get to that here in a few minutes. So what I want to do is, since I just recently optimized my home page, I want to go ahead and click on Submit to Google. And this secondary page is going to pop up and let me know that I am submitting to Google. This is my domain name, and the page being submitted is my main homepage. And send my homepage information with my domain directly to Google so they can crawl my site and determine where it would belong in the search engine placement on Google. Now, when I'm ready, I can also submit to Bing. Now, submitting to Bing allows me to directly submit to Yahoo. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. So what I need to do is highlight and copy this submission URL and then click on Submit to Bing. When I'm ready, I can paste in the URL and then fill out this reCAPTCHA. And after I fill out this information and click on Submit, Bing and Yahoo will also receive this submission URL, crawl my website, and determine where it needs to be ranked in their search engine placement. Again, that is a process you do not want to do more than 2 times a month. So it might be wise to put it on your calendar to alert you every 2 weeks, every 20 days, whatever you want to do, that it's time to submit to the search engines. And if you haven't created any new data or added any new content, there's really no point. But if you are constantly creating new content, adding new data every 15 days or every 20 days, whatever you decide, it would be prudent for you to submit directly to those search engines. Now that we've taken a look at SEO, what we want to do is come over here to search, because what I'm going to show you now is how you can create an SEO search page. And the reason that an SEO search page is so important is not only the fact that it's optimized, but the information on the listings are pulled from the MLS every day. So as those listings change, as more listings come on and some come off the market, those pages will automatically be changed for you. You will no longer have to continue updating these pages, as they will automatically update on a daily basis, reflecting the most accurate and up-to-date information in the MLS for that specific area. Now, to demonstrate what I'm talking about, I'm going to come over here and click on Create a My Agent Saved Search. And what I'm going to be able to do is build out a search of a specific area or a specific city or a specific region if I want to add multiple zip codes. So if I type in specific city that I want to showcase, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to set any parameters for minimum, maximum, beds, baths, rental, commercial, vacant land, multifamily, condo, townhouse, or single family, because when it comes to an SEO search page, I want to pull as much data as possible. I'm going to click on search because initially that's what we have to do. We have to search for listings in this specific area. So after I click on search, after I hit search, what's going to happen is it's going to populate all the properties that are available in that specific area. So it looks like in this specific city of Anaheim, I have 541 total properties. Now that's quite a bit, but that's good, because tomorrow that could be 530 properties, or it could be 550 properties, and that is the point. I'm going to optimize this page, that way people might even be able to find it through a search, but also the change in the information on a daily basis. Again, what did we say about change? It helps to keep your website more fresh and less static by having information that constantly changes. An SEO search page can create that. So what I want to do is click on Save Search, enter a new search name. Now once I submit this information, I want to click on Go to Saved Search Manager. And here we go. It's at the top of the list, Anaheim. But I'm not finished here. All I've done now is create the search. Now I want to create a SEO search page. This is how I'm going to optimize this specific page. So now it will have its own URL. So I want to stay consistent in naming. So custom URL, as you see down here for the example, it has the domain name /waterfront-homes. Now, if this was going to be called Anaheim Hills, under the custom URL, I would type in Anaheim-Hills. The dash is there to separate the words, making it easier for users to determine that there are more than one words in this URL. And it becomes easier to read instead of those words being smashed together, looking like one word. Here we are separating the two words so they're easier to recognize. Now what we're doing at this point is creating a custom URL. Since we already learned how to put in your domain name, the domain name right here in the bracket is already understood by LeadStreet. So all we need to do is enter the information that's going to make this page unique. And in this situation, it's just going to be Anaheim. That's all I need to put in. Page builder content. This is not required, but if I had built a specific internal page for Anaheim, maybe showing Disneyland, showing Knott's Berry Farm, showing Angel Stadium, different elements of Anaheim as a city, I would be able to incorporate content into my SEO search page, essentially integrating content with new listings that are going to update pretty much on a daily basis. But since I have not built that page specifically, I'm going to go ahead and skip this part and just allow the listings to be content. Search object display. Since in the first video we learned how to add that drop-down header menu, a much better search engine, I recommend turning this off because this is a very basic search and it can disrupt any content that you have on the page. Because if we look at this page layout right here on the right where it says new search link, that is a preset destination, which means we cannot change where that search engine lies on the page. So if you had content in that upper right hand corner where that search would be, that information would be thrown askew and would not match up with the rest of the information. So I highly recommend, especially if you already have the drop-down search header that we discussed in video 1, to turn this simple search feature off. Now what we have to do at this point is add our saved search, and here it is, Anaheim. And now I'm going to demonstrate what I showed everyone. I'm going to demonstrate what I've shown everyone in the previous part of this video, is adding in this information. What I would do is I'd enter the meta title as Anaheim, description, homes, properties, and rentals available in Anaheim community of Orange County. Keywords, Anaheim, Orange County, Anaheim homes for sale, Anaheim real estate. Things of that nature to specify certain keywords, meta description, and meta title for Anaheim exclusively. Not any other areas in my website because this page is focused solely on Anaheim. And after entering the data, I would click on update. And now I would have this SEO search page built. Now what I would like to do is go back to Site Builder. And in Site Builder, what I want to do is find out where LeadStreet has placed this specific page. So if I scroll down to Property Search, I click on Edit under Link Settings, and then I move this page under my Homes by City navigation button. So now that my page has been refreshed, if I go to my View Live website, what I'm going to be able to do is locate that brand new page under my Homes by City navigation tab. And it's going to reflect Anaheim down here at the bottom. If I click on Anaheim, I'm going to open up that brand new page that I created, and it's going to have its own URL. And here are all the listings, 535 listings that they are showing that matches my specific search. Once you know where to go to execute all these duties, using Site Builder becomes very easy. It just becomes a matter of habit. Because the more you come in and make changes to your website, the easier it is for you to come in and remember where to go, what to do, what information needs to be provided. It becomes a much simpler process. Now, what I'm going to show you next is under Widgets. Now, this is a pretty advanced tool. This is not for everybody. This is for the agents who have another outside website and would like to basically integrate LeadStreet into that outside website. Follow these instructions right here. Every single one of you that has a LeadStreet account has a unique token. If you have an outside website, your developer will understand exactly what this unique token is used for. And if we scroll down, what you can do is add this code right here that produces this widget example right here that says client login. If you add a LeadStreet widget onto your outside website and somebody comes to your outside website and they sign up for an account, that information is sent directly into LeadStreet. So what this widget does is it acts like a portal that connects your outside website with your LeadStreet account. So if somebody registers on your website, if they sign up for a new account on your website, all that information will be sent directly into your LeadStreet account as a new lead and opportunity. So these widgets can be very helpful because you can add in a client login. You can add in a client registration widget. You can even add these additional pop-up forms. But it doesn't stop there. You can also come over here to search, which means you can create a new search engine for your outside website. As you see, here's that search engine. And if you scroll down, you can even put a featured property widget on your outside website. Now, when I say outside website, I'm saying that a website you're paying for through a web developing company, not your LeadStreet website. That is completely different. There are a lot of agents out there that do have an outside website they're paying for. That's where these widgets would go. All you'd have to do is provide this HTML code along with your unique token, which is right here. It's different for everybody, to your web developer, and they would know exactly where to put that token and exactly where to put this HTML code to integrate LeadStreet with your outside website. Reports can be very helpful. However, I strongly advise everyone who has a website, which is all of you listening, to go out and get a free Google Analytics account. The reason a Google Analytics account is so important is because it's so much more detailed. As we look at these reports, it's basically just going to show our domains, which includes my domain that I personally bought, and of course the 2 subdomains that came along with this website before I added my own domain to make sure it could be hosted online. So as we can see, over a 6-day period, I had 33 visitors, 4 ran searches, and 2 listings were viewed. I even created 1 lead. Now, this information is important. What's more important is having a Google Analytics account that has a much more conducive and powerful reporting dashboard. That way you can see how long people are coming to your site, how many page views are they looking at, how many new to returning customers are you getting, how are they getting there, direct searches, custom searches. So what you want to do is create that Google Analytics account, and after you do that, they're going to provide tracking code. So if I come up here back to SEO and I click on tracking, this is the area that's going to allow you to paste in that tracking code that Google Analytics provides for you. And once you paste in this tracking code, scroll down and click on Add Tracking Code. From that moment on, Google Analytics will begin tracking every bit of activity to your website. How long people are staying, how they're getting there, if they're getting there through social media, if they're getting there through a direct search or an organic search, if they're getting there through a mobile device or a laptop. So that's why Google Analytics can become such an important part of your website's growth, because once you're privy to all of that information, you'll know how to position and market your website better. I hope these videos have been educational. Again, if you ever need any assistance, you could reach out to your own regional team, your own office, or especially eCare at 888-398-7171. Again, that's 888-398-7171, or you can email them at ecare@remax.net. They are Remax's tech support, and they are there to help you with whatever need you have.